Alright, I start the recording and let's go. If someone cannot see me well or hear me well or something, you just go to question section. So this is the webinar of iRidium Pro for HDL. This is the first one. Previously we ran webinars for iRidium 2.0. iRidium Pro is quite different, but actually it includes everything which was in iRidium 2.0. Mostly why you use iRidium Pro with HDL is just if you want to make your normal level of equipment into a high-end level of installation. So if you want high-end functionality, you can use iRidium, add it to HDL, keep the price, and have all the functions which most advanced systems in the world now have. What is iRidium? Couple words. iRidium is only for installers and system integrators, and iRidium gives you user interface application and free programmable logic, two things. iRidium now is a platform for IoT hardware. You can use iRidium server software to base your automation on it, and you can install iRidium server to different kinds of devices, including the one which is on the screen. Where is iRidium used? iRidium is used for automation, home IoT automation, for example. iRidium is used for industrial automation also, because it supports many types of protocols used in industrial also. It supports basic analytics, trends graphs, and it prepares data for cloud analytics. It integrates database and plant remote control. It is also used for office systems and building management systems. So yes, you can automate whole building now using iRidium Pro. Also, you can use iRidium for smart city applications. You can prepare data from different kinds of systems for smart city software. Also, you can use iRidium for video surveillance and intercom and other applications like home cinema or multi-room. iRidium key advantages are here. First, user interface. You can create any kind of structure, any graphics, animation, and so on. And after maybe a couple months in iRidium Lite, you will be able to create it all very fast. iRidium Store and JavaScript module system. Now iRidium Store is not yet working, it's in beta test. But you can use JavaScript module system to support any kind of IoT or automation available. It has a quite wide library of user interfaces. It is growing. It is also very multi-platform and multi-protocol. You can also use central controller or direct connection. You decide which way to work. So you can connect to your HDL system directly, or you can connect through iRidium server and have advanced functionality. It also gives you continuity. You are independent of types of devices and systems which are used on your project. So today you use this type, tomorrow you use another type, but your installation always have your own image and always continued. iRidium components are based on iRidium Studio Editor. iRidium Studio Editor is mostly drag and drop based, so you use drag and drop of channels to items on a screen. So we try to make you program less if you don't want to. Client application is installed from App Store or Google Play Market, and what you do in iRidium Studio, you see in iRidium app. And then iRidium server. This is a software which is designed to be always on. You can install it on different kinds of controllers. Some kinds of controllers are certified for iRidium server. They are mostly Linux based. You can also use iRidium server on Windows PCs and controllers, which is actually my favorite way. You use iRidium server to make rules and programs and free programmable language. You use free programmable language inside the iRidium server to program your automation. It gives you graphs and trends, and it gives you database import and export connections. Other capabilities, just in a few words, it supports Modbus and KNX and global cache for infrared control with database, and CoolMasterNet and AV equipment including Kramer and others. It also supports PJ-Link and Z-Wave and Philips HUE and Sonos, and you can use all that in one project if you wish. So if you have no driver and you have some kind of developer in your team, someone who understands JavaScript, you can create your own driver and then make it available not only for your company but for everyone, maybe for free, and maybe you would earn money from it. So iRidium also makes it possible to use IoT protocols together with smart home automation systems, because usually they connect not very fine, and in iRidium you can connect them quite easily. iRidium supports also bring your own device concept via QR codes. So imagine a hotel with the QR codes on your check. You scan the QR code and start controlling your room. So this is basically what iRidium is made for either. If we go to HDL, iRidium drivers for HDL products, they include all kinds of products HDL produces. So Bus Pro Wireless, KNX and Hotel devices, they can all be used at the same time in the same project from the same user interface. So there will be no visible connections between all. Here are three modes of how we connect to HDL. We support direct connection using Ethernet. We support Internet, 3G for example, connection. And we support HDL remote server connection. Okay, so all three types which are supported by HDL IP interface, they are supported by iRidium. And soon we are going to have a cloud connection. HDL, of course, will be supported in this also. Some frequently asked questions, most frequently asked questions are here. Can we use iRidium Pro without a server? So just install iRidium to iPad and control HDL directly. Yes, iRidium server is optional. Second, can we use many drivers in one project? Yes, we can use as many drivers in one project as we wish. We just need to license them. Can we use iRidium server as a gateway to some kind of a protocol? Mostly to KNX protocol, because iRidium gives you more abilities than a standard KNX gateway to HDL Bus Pro. And Modbus is quite often, and also Philips HUE is quite popular lately. Yes, of course we can. What is available for free? So if you don't pay anything, what can you use? First, you can use editor and all necessary applications. Actually, everything you can use for free. And then all functions are working in time limit mode for 20 minutes, up to 20 minutes actually. So it can be less for some kinds of, some types of clients. So all functions working in time limit for free. And all functions work in trial mode for up to 60 days. And you can take these trials many times if you are iRidium installer. So actually, installer should not pay anything. When he has a finished project and he sells it to end user, then commercial licenses bought. Now let's switch to a desktop, and let me show you our website, so you understand better how this all works. So if you go to the iRidium website, you can go to support part, where you can see documentation and downloads. In downloads, you just download iRidium and many other things like JS modules, for example. Here, yeah. Also user interfaces. Some of them are paid, some of them are free, and you can download them here. But most important things, they are in My Account section. So once you get to My Account, you see here Calculator for the license. So to include your iRidium into your offer, you just calculate it here. Let's say you wish to install iRidium to one PC or one iPad, control panels 1. So starter is OK. And it also includes 50 iRidium server tags. What does it mean? Here, you just hover your mouse in here, and you see how many tags for different types of functions. One lamp, a relay, for example, is one tag. Tag is essentially a feedback. So if you need a feedback for this lamp, you just use it. IR devices, they have no feedback. So if you want to infrared control something, you use 0 tags. So you can use as many as you wish. And sensors, one sensor is one tag. So tags are feedbacks. Actually, if you don't use server, there is no restriction on tags. So one control panel and as many functions as you wish. Then you select systems and drivers. Let's select HDL bus. I have prices in rubles, but in every country prices is in local currency, so you can just see for yourself. And other types of licenses, they include more panels and more tags. The biggest one is Enterprise Plus. If you wish to control the biggest project, it will give you up to 65,000 feedbacks and unlimited quantity of control panels. So you will be able to use that, and it is of course more expensive. Okay, if you want to use additional drivers with HDL Bus Pro, they are called custom systems. Drivers like Philips Hue or Sonos, they are not here, they are in custom systems. So you select this and your price just becomes bigger for this. Okay? So this is a calculator. And then you use, in my project part, you use objects. You add object, let's say webinar object. Okay, and you can upload your projects in there. So once you do your project, you upload the project in here. Of course, it will take time because I have a very bad outband connection, but it will appear here, and it will look like it will be a project inside your iRidium cloud, and you will be able to see it in your application. So you can get it from your application. Then after that, you go to your licenses. Here, let's see the projects. Yeah, some projects here. We can go to licenses and we can get trial period for up to 60 days. And then we can choose from 8 licenses or create a new one. After it is licensed, we can go to users and panels, and we can send invitation to a user, to your end user, to use this project on their iPads or panels. So this is what it looks like. So you should just try it. Okay. I see a question. Can I buy some license and after upgrade to other one? You should. This is you know, a questionable thing, because it is possible now, but I actually did not ever do something like that. So you need to ask to support, I'm afraid, because I'm not sure what should you do to do that. Okay. So next thing is we go to editor. So once you install HUE Studio, you have it on your PC, and you can make a new project. So let's make a most simple project and use HDL driver to control something. We make a new project. Here are some options, and usually we don't need them a lot. We can come back to them after we need them. So we go to page, and this is our future page. You can use gallery to place something on your page. Let's use, for example, light, something like that. Okay. Light in here is a bulb, but it is, you know, quite tricky, because it is not an icon. In new version, we see the text in here and different kinds of states. So you can go to text and change this text from 0 to 1, for example, and you see it changed, and 2 and 3, and all alphabet is supported in here. Sorry, only digits in here in this one, but different fonts, they support different kinds of text. So text supports for you many types of icons. So for state 1, we're going to have 0. For state 2, we are going to have another color, for example, like this one, like yellow one in here. And you can use different font size, and you can edit it in different ways. So you should just understand that all needed icons are mostly available for you in the fonts section, so you don't need to search for them. Okay, so this button has modes, same as HDL switches have modes, and we find them in general type in here. So let's make this button on-off button. To make it on-off, you just have the type for trigger button and tell which value is 1, which value is 2. For HDL relays and dimmers, 0, 100 is mostly used. So 100 is to turn it on and 0 is to turn it off. That's it. We add a button and we set up the type. Then we need channels to control and feedbacks. Let's go here and scan HDL bus net. You can set up how many times it is being scanned, here 2 times, and which is scan timeout in milliseconds. 5000 means 5 seconds. So it found some devices, okay, and I see them here. Let's say I want to control a relay, and I have here in my relay commands and feedback. Commands is something which goes to the system, and feedback is something which comes back. Okay. So let's control channel number 1. this window asking me whether I want to send it on press, release, hold, or move. Maybe just keep it press, and then add the feedback or not. Okay, I add the feedback. Now, if I am here and I select this button, I see green here and green here. It means that this feedback is attached and this channel is attached. And that's quite it. I go to emulator. When you first run, you are going to need to enter your login and password from iRidium website, and then it works. It works right now and turns on lights above me. Okay. So let's move further. And let's select something else from the gallery. Let's see if we have other samples, like levels in here, for example. Okay, let's use this one. Rounded vertical, okay, with some value in here. And let's find a dimmer to control. Just be sure, what do we control? We close the gallery and see object properties. But this is a group object, so we need to ungroup it if we want to edit. So we just unlock. We unlock. Oh, sorry, just locked. We ungroup it and then select what we control. This part. And this is a level 0-100, straight what we need for HDL. So let's control channel 1 of this dimmer. Just drop it here, and usually we want, for level, we want release control, okay, and the feedback channel. Let's go to emulator. And here it is, we control it. You can notice that this is on and this is 29%. But once we run our application next time, it will give us status. Okay? So you see the status once you run your application. Why? Because we have this channel. On every device we have status on start channel, which inquires status with timer 0 seconds. 0 seconds means immediately after we run the app. So it is already here, so you don't have to worry about this. Okay, and then we want to make it a bit nicer, and we want background. So we go to backgrounds and right-click and put image to page background. So that's kind of it. This is how you make most simple user interface. But we want more. Let's say we want some more items on screen. You can use this wizard for items. You can select, for example, iOS or Android or Metro style, and then select different types of buttons. Okay, this is iOS style with rectangle, rounded angles in here. Okay, so you just have this button, and then you go set up its properties, and then you just drag and drop. We also have other properties here, like text labels. This one is labeled with text, this label is with value. Let's select a label with value. This is H1 value %. So we wanted, let's say, white text. Okay, then we switch to states in here, and we switch the color of this text, and now it's warped. And now we want status of channel 1 in here in value. So we just dropped it. Let's go to emulator. Oh, sorry. H1 actually should be $P, like this. So $P means it is variable based on the value. Okay, 40 in here. So after we change it, it changes, giving us a feedback. And then let's say we want temperature. So, you can add more, or you can delete controls. You can copy them. Control C, Control V. It is being copied with settings. So after we go to programming, we see that this feedback to channel 1 is already attached to this one. We don't need it, so we can select it and delete. And we need another feedback in here for DLP panel. Feedback. And DLP has a feedback for read temperature. Okay? So now we are going to read the temperature, but we don't need percent in here. We need more. We need to type. We can actually type temperature is $V Celsius. Okay. Now we run the emulator, and the temperature is here, and everything is here. Okay. All right. So we can have easily the project from scratch for many channels for a few minutes. Just scanning this, dragging, dropping, and knowing all types. But we need more. Let's say we want to switch it to server. Okay, let's switch to server. We save the project. Let's save it on a desktop. And then we right-click on it and select Create Server Project. It will make this system client-server. So it will create a server project with all of our drivers. This is the one. And it will give you, it will change all connections in your client project to server. Okay. So here, iRidium server, we will need to enter host and port in here, and system ID and login and password if we are going to have it. So all comments became iRidium server comments. Okay, and feedbacks either. And in iRidium server, we have inputs outputs section. And all our drivers are in here. Okay. We can also set up tags like this DLP temperature, for example, and we can set up here to store in DB and persist. This is going to mean that this channel will be saved into database and graph will be created. So you will be able to make trends and graphs. Okay, trends and graphs are available in a panel as a type. Okay, so you can have a linear trend, for example, and you can set up the trend. But I'm not going to go deeper in this because this is not about HDL, this is more about editor, and we have a separate webinar about editor and the iRidium 3.0. Okay, so let's move further and let's see how do we save server project and how do we run the server. Let's save this project. Save project as. So we save client and server project. Okay, and client also. Project 1 client. And now we go to cloud section in here in webinar part. So on a desktop we have a project 1 server and client, and we go to projects in your object and we just upload them. Now while it uploads, what we do, we can run the server. How to run the server on a PC? After you install iRidium, you have iRidium Pro components in here, including iRidium server. So I run the server right now. Of course, you can install the server to a controller. That's you can use a PC as one, or you can find a very nice device like this one, Intel Compute Stick, which is quite perfect for normal type automation. Okay, so Intel Compute Stick is here, and it is very good for iRidium server, as good as any other types of servers available right now. Okay, so this is a iRidium server. How do we set it up? We use web interface. We enter 127.0.0.1 and port 8888. Okay, like this. And then we set it up if we run it first time and enter the password which we set it up. So this is a web interface for server, and you can see here channels and feedbacks available. But this is not yet our project. Our project is in the cloud. Okay? To make it available, to set it up, a trial license. Okay, so we'll set up a trial period for 2 months. Yes. And it is now available. So in iRidium server, we cloud sync, we change object, and this is our webinar object and our project. And we download it, and it will be now in our server. Okay, so in here, in a web panel, we see feedbacks on the right. You see here 23. This is feedback from a real DLP. And this is dry input from 21, and so on. So 100 here is the 8-channel 16 amp dimmer. Okay. You can see all this information in iRidium for HDL Bus Pro documentation. So how do you find it? It is available on the website. So once you are on the iRidium website, you go to Support, Documentation, and then you can find all the documentation available with examples. In here, for visualization, these are for panels and for server. HDL Bus Pro. And this is all available in here, including a set of projects with examples. Okay, so I hope you understand that. Let me also show you some other types of projects. We have many types of pre-configured projects, like this one. This one is a sliding user interface for smartphone, and it is based on one page and many sub-pages, pop-ups, which are created as examples for you, so you can use it in your projects. So if you need more than 4 rooms, you just copy one more room, set it up, and it's gonna work. Okay, so you go to emulator, and you can see what this project looks like. This is the sound of weather updating. Weather is here. Okay, so and this is a page for climate, and this is a page for lighting, and this is a page for music, for example. And you can also switch between rooms, like sliding like this. You can have a menu. Okay, so let's say we want our temperature in here. So we just select it in, let's say, in a restaurant. $V means value as a variable, and $F1 means variable should have 2 digits floating point. Okay, so just let's see what states do we have here. $F1, okay, and $F1 for what? And in programming we see relations, global temp. Okay, we delete it. And then let's do another thing. Let's add driver different way. Let's add not scanning, but manually. HDL Bus Pro network manually. And HDL Bus Pro devices. And let's select DLP panel here with temperature reads. Okay. And we're going to read external temperature. Just drop it here in value. What we also need to do is to set up the address of DLP panel. The address is 1112. This is my DLP panel. Okay, so now in a restaurant room, we are going to see the temperature with 2 digits to floating point. Okay, see? So other rooms are still dummy virtual address, and in restaurant we see the real one, 25.1. Okay, so all other things, they are configurable the same way as this one. Also, another nice project which is quite popular right now is apartment. It is usually based on some kind of plan, a floor plan, but we prefer to use 3D floor plans photos, like, let me find it, pop-ups for the phone, this one. So we use usually drag and drops here. And we can see all the projects here for apartments above 3D picture. Okay, so let me show you also some examples. We have here HDL examples. Let me close this one. And open example for, let's say, a DLP. Okay. This project was made for previous version of iRidium, but it is being converted on the fly. And to use these projects, what you need is just to open, set up your address. Mine is 1112, and run it. That's it. So just to test it, this is enough. You see, it gives us the temperature, it gives us the setup for cooling. You can switch to heating, and you can set up the temperature of the heating and fan speed and so on. So that's it. Last thing I wanted to tell you is some automation which you can create inside the iRidium server. So this is a iRidium server, and you want some automation, and you want to have more automation than you can have in HDL. You want math, arithmetics, you want some logic, more than in logic controller, and you want connections between different kinds of systems. So what you do is you go to JavaScript section and make your own JavaScript for free configurable. But if you don't like JavaScript, and JavaScript is very well documented actually, so if you know it, it will be a perfect tool for you. But if you don't like it like me, you go to scheme and you make a logic scheme. Let's say if something is bigger than, is more than something else, some value, then something should happen. Okay. So what we do is we receive from tag something. Let's say we receive a light level from 12-in-1. Okay, and we have a value which we want to have as a tag. So this value will be, let's say, 400. So if the light level is more than 400, okay, so we connect them like this, then we are going to have 1 in here. If light level is less than 400, then we are going to have 0 in here. So where do we send this one? We send it to another channel. and we can scale it actually if the channel understands 0, 100, but we have 0, 1. We just receive 0, 1 in here, and we send 0, 100 in here. Okay, so once this level is more than 400, this channel will be on. Which channel? This channel. And once level is less, it will be off. We can add more. We can add different types, and we can have a much bigger logic. We can also connect different protocols. So let's add a Modbus protocol, for example. Let's add Modbus TCP in here. Okay, and we want to receive something from Modbus, and we want to send it to HDL. Okay, and this Modbus will have a Modbus address and everything. So we go to scheme, and we say we receive this tag from Modbus, and then we want to scale it because Modbus will give us 0, 1, for example, and we want 0, 100 again. And then we want to send it to channel of HDL. Okay, or run a scene, for example, something like that. And that's it. They are now totally connected, and once you save them and send them to the server, they will be connected once until the server is online. Okay, and you can connect as many protocols as you wish in here. Alright, so I just maybe told you everything I wanted to tell, and I see some questions. Okay, can I buy some license and after upgrade? I answered that. I think you can, but I did not do that. Please send the question to support, because this system is quite new. The command F with 2 digits, is it only used for HDL, or can you use it for Modbus also? Modbus has like 2, 3, 5, or... Actually, about F1 for Modbus, you will need to scale it, I think, and it is possible. But I am not... I did not do it myself again. So it is possible. I've seen it many times, and you can do it. But how you can do it? You just go here and ask, or maybe search. Let me show you where to go. .net. So you just go to forum and search for the answer in a forum, or ask here something, and after that you get reply quite fast, I hope. Can you switch Sonos on if the light is on? Yes, but if the we will need to wait for updated Sonos driver, which is on the way, and soon it will be available. So once you have the Sonos driver available, you will be able to do that. Now, you cannot do that because of one reason. because Sonos driver is designed for version 2, we need it for version 3. So you can make it yourself, but you can just wait, maybe better. I'm not sure I understood well Daniel asking, but can we run the server from the cloud without local PC, or we only sync projects from the cloud? Daniel, we only sync projects from cloud. We cannot run server in the cloud at the moment. So yeah, okay, hope you understand that. But you can use the server to connect to cloud. For example, if you use Google Cloud and Google API for voice recognition, you can already connect it to server or to client. We now support connections to different types of clouds. So if you need that, you can use different kinds of clouds already. Okay, I hope it was useful. Once you have more questions, you can ask me. This is my Nikolai.Rusanov is my Skype. So I hope you can connect to my Skype if you have more questions. And then I will wait for you in documentation and forum and on our other webinars. Thank you very much for coming today, and the record will be available after maybe a couple of days. Thank you very much. Goodbye, guys.